All right, so I'm live here, my cup of coffee, and I wanted to go over my physical game collection for my handhelds. Everything from Atari Lynx games, Game Boy games, Game Boy Advance, DS, 3DS, a few 3DS games, um, a couple of Game Boy Color games in there, PSP, PS Vita, Game Gear. So let's take a look. Um, so it's a very modest collection. Pretty much for the majority of everything in here, um, everything has a meaning. You know what I mean? I just, if I bought a game at random, it was because I was at a thrift store and I just saw like a game for 50 cents, whatever. And I was just, all right, let's pick it up. But for the most part, if there's a game in here, it's because I've had it before when I was a kid. So um, let's start with what's in here. So this is I think I got this for the DS Lite from GameStop. But inside, I just decided to put my official Sony PlayStation Portable headset. So you can see there's the microphone right here. So that's what's in there. But since the servers for the PSP have been shut down, there's really not much need for them. Although they can be used as a pretty good headset, for to listen to audio. So because it is Sony made, Sony does make high quality audio. So let's start with the Game Boy games. Let's grab these out of here. All right, so first and foremost, we have Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Fall of the Foot Clan. This game even has my name on it on the back, and I still have the casing for it. Although this may not have been the case that came with the game, it doesn't really matter because they're all the same. But it is a Nintendo case for the game itself. But this game was awesome. I loved it. So that's the first game there. The one game that everybody has to have in their collection, which would make no sense whatsoever if you did not, is Tetris. Everybody knows Tetris. Iconic, especially for that music. Game Boy Color game here, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater. I believe that's the third one. Not a bad game. As you can see, there's a battery in there, but that is a Game Boy Color. Baseball, Nintendo Baseball, not bad. Pretty fun. Spider-Man, X-Men, not a bad game. Wheel of Fortune, this is one of those games I saw a couple, like maybe $1 or less, if that, and I just had to pick it up. Why not? Mario Golf, Game Boy Color. What is this? Oh yeah, this is a game I got for I think it was like 50 cents at a thrift store. They had a few of them, and the case is chipped, but the game works. So that works with me. It works for me. Here's Game Boy Color Super Mario Brothers Deluxe. Dr. Mario. And Tecmo Bowl, which I played the absolute heck out of when I was a kid. So I also have two more. One is WWF Superstars. It's actually in the original Game Boy right there, pretty much acting as a dust cover for that console. And there is another one. There's Game Boy Color right next to that behind the Nintendo DS. And inside that is another copy of Tetris. So I got two copies of Tetris. Alright, so I'm going to have a little trouble putting these back with one hand, so I'm just going to leave these here. Let's go out of order, completely random, and jump to the Atari Lynx games. So, first, Warbirds. Pretty cool game. you know, it's a fighting game. Well, I'm sorry, a flying fighting game. So you got these World War I type planes flying around, and pretty cool, pretty neat to see what the Lynx can be capable of. Next one, Batman Returns. Good version of Batman Returns here. Big sprites, straightforward gameplay, pretty fun. Blue Lightning. That's like your afterburner type game. Hydra, which is like a boat. I don't know how to explain this game, but you are a boat, like a little boat that's like armed to the teeth. You're racing, you're flying, or you're flying through the water, and you're just destroying things. Not a bad game. Steel Talons. This game I picked up because I wanted to see. It does have polygons in it, and it's amazing to see this console, the Atari Lynx, actually push polygons. It's a helicopter over the top kind of game, and the landscape is polygonal, with polygonal mountains and whatnot, hills. So let's jump into the Game Boy Advance games. So I guess we'll just kind of go one by one here. So Driver 2, not a bad game. I got it because it does show some horsepower from the Game Boy Advance. Mario vs. Donkey Kong. My very first Game Boy Advance game from back in 2001 when I got a launch model. Sonic Advance 2. Good game. Purchased for, I think, under like $1. So at a thrift store, it was pretty good price. Madden 2002. Now, a couple of these games are games that were left over from my daughter, and I decided to just keep. Who knows, one day in the future, might have grandkids and they might want to play Strawberry the Shortcake. Naughty. There's another one in here. Scooby-Doo. And Scooby-Doo what? Cyber Chase and Scooby-Doo Mystery Mayhem. So back to the big people games. We have GT Advance 3, so it's the third game in the GT series. Crazy Taxi, Catch a Ride. A first-person shooter, which looks really good on this console. I'm sorry, no, this is not it. This is actually Need for Speed. Is it the Porsche? Porsche Unleashed. Got Rayman. Really good game to see what the Game Boy Advance can push when it comes to 2D sprites. Gotta have the Mario Kart Super Circuit. This is a great technical showpiece of the Game Boy Advance, Tekken Advance. NHL 2002. And also inside my game Boy Advance is The World Is Not Enough. That's my first-person shooter. Actually, here, I'll show you. It's right. Apologies for the shaky camera. It's a little jacked up, but it's the way I purchased it. 007 Nightfire, I'm sorry. 007 Nightfire, and it's a first-person shooter for the Game Boy Advance, and there's not many of them out there, so I had to get at least one first-person shooter for the console. Alright, it's going to be a mess to put this stuff back in, so let's just kind of pick at... Well, let me get a sip of coffee here real quick. Alright, So just like with the Game Boy Advance games, there's going to be some really, really kiddie games in here with the Nintendo DS. So, Cookie Mama, Sims 2 Pets. A lot of these were my daughter's games, including Wappy Dog. I don't know what that is. Kirby Mass Attack, not bad. Barbie Jet Set Style. Wipe Out the Game, TV show turned into a game. Disney Friends, I don't know what that is. Alright, let's get some more games out here. SmackDown vs. Raw, polygonal fighter there, not bad. Brain Age, that game took the world by storm for a while there. Everybody and their grandmother literally were playing that. Medora's Cooking Club, Hannah Montana, Metroid Prime Hunters. I'd have to have this first-person shooter here. Stitch Jam, Super Mario 64 DS, must own for the Nintendo DS. Shows the straight horsepower of the console. What else? My Sims Party. I got some more kid games here. Holly Hobby, Imagine Resort Owner, Imagine Teacher. Here is the demo, Metroid Prime Hunters First Hunt. I even have the original case that it came in. It was like this. It came in the Nintendo DS box as a demo, launch box, launch models. And let's get them a few more titles out of here. Alright, so what do we got? Julie Finds a Way. No idea what that is. My Sims Racing might be fun. Imagine Fashion Designer New York. And Madden 09. 3D polygonal football game for the DS. Definitely not a bad title there. And again, another Dora game. And my daughter's completely outgrown all these, so like I said, I don't throw games out. And I certainly am not going to trade a video game in for 10 cents at GameStop, if that. So now I have a small handful of Nintendo DS games. So first one, my daughter's game is La La Loopsy. Tamagotchi Life. Art Academy. PES 2013 soccer game. And of course a Mario 3D, Super Mario 3D Land, so you gotta have a Mario game in there. And that is it for that side. So we got a whole nother side here to kind of go over. For the Game Gear, I have some Game Gear games in the case. So we have Sonic Triple Trouble, which is the third game in the Sonic the Hedgehog Game Gear series. We have Sonic Drift 2, Sonic the Hedgehog 2, which was a very tough game for me. I never had any luck with it. Sonic Chaos, which was the fourth game in the Sonic the Hedgehog series on the GameCube. I do have Sonic 1 in here somewhere. There it is, Sonic the Hedgehog. 1 second, get a sip of coffee. Alright, so first up, the Majors, Pro Baseball. Played a lot of that game when I was a kid. Columns. Played that a lot as well. Super Columns. Columns was the Tetris for the Game Gear, by the way. Lion King. Echo the Dolphin. The Tides of Time. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and keep these guys in here so this whole thing doesn't fall apart here. World Series Baseball. World Class Leaderboard Golf. Super Columns. Actually, do I have 2 versions of Super Columns? I think I might. Yeah, I do, actually. I had no idea about that. I'll have to update my game library if I haven't already. Here's X-Men. NFL 95. Inside my Game Gear is Joe Montana Football for the Game Gear, which is amazing. I love that game. NBA Jam for the Game Gear. Pac-Man. Surf Ninja, Surf Ninjas, terrible. Do not recommend that game. Super Battle Tank, not bad. This is Madden 95, not very good. NHL All-Star Hockey game on the Game Gear, so definitely gets a plus. NFL Quarterback Club 96, not good. Caesar's Palace, and FIFA Soccer, not bad. So in a nutshell, that's my quick overview of the Game Gear games that I have. Now jumping to the PSP. Oh, one second, let me get a sip of coffee before it gets cold. Madden 06, the one with Donovan McNabb on the cover. I had the console version of that, so I had to go pick up when that came out. The handheld version. NBA 07, NBA 06 is in here somewhere. Dark Mirror, which is a killer app for the PSP. NBA 09, The Inside. God of War, Chains of Olympus. Good game, very good game. SSX On Tour, fun. Madden 11, very good. This whole thing's going to fall apart here. NBA Live 07. Virtual Tennis World Tour, good game. Let's pull some of these out of here. SOCOM, U.S. Navy SEALs Fire Team Bravo 2. Gotta have a Killzone game, Killzone Liberation. Grand Theft Auto Vice City Stories. Definitely a must-have, a must-own. Star Wars Battlefront Renegade Squadron. Madden 08. Okay. What do we got here? Crisis Core, Final Fantasy VII, must own. This is a movie. Inside a Sony PlayStation Portable UMD holder. As you can see here, it holds the UMDs. Slide it in, slide it out. It's the only one I have. But The Rock, an amazing movie. I had to pick it up, so love that movie. It's one of my favorite movies of all time for action alone. MLB 07 The Show, fun game. Me and my brother played a lot of that. MLB 06 The Show, same there. Whoops. You'll see some of these were in clear cases. I guess this is Hot Shots Golf Open Tee. The clear cases, if I had to guess, I believe were done by resellers like GameStop, but I think it may have been more like play and trades, game crazies that took broken PSP games and replaced them in these clear cases. If I'm wrong, somebody please tell me, but I'm pretty sure that's what happened there. Let's see here, a few more. Dexter. This one does not have the outer shell, the outer glass or plastic clear shell, but the game still plays. So as long as you can get the game inside here, and as you can see, it got a little chipped on there, but I taped the rim together, and the game still works. Works like a charm. So no issues there. Final Fantasy VII Advent Children. This is actually a movie. One moment. Coffee break. All right. Secret Agent Clank. Let's see. SmackDown vs. Raw 2008. Fun game. And there's the NBA 06 that I mentioned. What else do I got in here? 3 more games. Star Wars Battlefront Elite Squadron. I wish you could still play these games online. It would be a blast. Wipeout Pure, must own. And there's another game without the plastic covering, but the clear covering, but it works. You pop the game inside here, and it still works. So just be careful it doesn't come out when you're moving the game around outside of the PSP. But as long as you have the game inside this UMD frame, it's going to work. And one last thing regarding the PSP. This is the demo sampler disc that came with the box copy. It even has the manual in there for it. Sampler disc. I mean, I don't think it tells you what's on the... No. But pretty cool, neat little rare thing to have there. And here's my PS Vita collection. Let's go run down that real quick. Let's take these games out of here. Resistance, Burning Skies, must own. It's a fun game. Whoops. Call of Duty, Black Ops Declassified, first-person shooter, must own as far as I'm concerned. Madden 13, the only football game on the console, must own. Dead or Alive 5 Plus, must own fighting game. I mean, these Vita, I like to think that I have all the must own Vita games, aside from those, those really good RPGs, which I'm just not a fan of, too much RPGs. FIFA 13, soccer, must own. This is Mortal Kombat for the, let me focus there. Will it focus? Mortal Kombat for the Vita. It's close to quality, close to console quality, so it should be fun. Uncharted, Golden Abyss. Come on. I think it might be the background. There you go. Little Big Planet here. There's a few more here. This one's Little Deviants. That's a few dollar game. It's not bad. It shows you a nice little sampler for the console. MLB 13, The Show. Freedom Wars, I definitely wanted to pick up. I want to beat that game. I want to actually play it, beat it, put some time into it. Because I played it for a little bit and I had a blast. MLB, but it does require some time. MLB 14, the last physical copy of a baseball game for the Vita. And lastly, I don't believe I have a game inside the console. No, I don't. Assassin's Creed 3 Liberation, so a 3D open world type game. So that is my handheld collection, physical game copy collection. Now, if you want to call the TurboGrafx Express inside there a handheld, then you would have to say that the majority of my TurboGrafx games are my physical copies of handheld games. even though they are a console game as well. So, but thanks for tuning in, and hit the subscribe button, like button, and let me know what you guys want to see next out of the collection. Thanks.